Well, I've just had my COVID vaccine literally 2 seconds ago, and it didn't hurt a bit, and I told them that I was autistic and lowered the mask so I could hear what it was saying and closed the door so that I didn't have any distractions. They were very helpful getting me in and getting me out again, and it didn't hurt at all. So grab your jab. I'm so excited. I was so excited all the way here. It was like going for my A levels. Right, so I've just been around the supermarket to get a few groceries and a few treats for myself, because I feel like I deserve some chocolate after that, although it wasn't really that bad. It was very pleasant, very quick. I think the worst part of it is waiting outside. My arm aches a little bit, and I've been told to just take it easy for a bit in case there's any well, whatever, but I was told not to sort of like rush in the car and get out and drive, leave it for 15 minutes. And actually holding my phone up with my left arm does make it ache, and I had it done in my left arm deliberately, because obviously, writing and shit like that with a sore arm isn't, but it's only going to be the same as a flu shot. It's I mean, I didn't even feel the needle go in, but yeah, I'll be a bit achy, so I'm just going to sit here and oh, excuse my ring. I'm going to just sit here and eat my Kit Kat. Bought some seeds, so I'm going to do a little thing about that as well, because gardening is my thing, and I haven't really done anything because last year I did so much I just got really sick of it. So yeah, so cheers, and I'm going to go and get some wool in a minute as well. So nice peaceful rest of the afternoon. It's now nearly 3 o'clock. I had my jab at 2:30. I left the co-op about 1:45, so I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to go and get some more. Right, I'm back home now. I hope you like the daffodils. They look really awesome this year. We got rid of a couple of manky old trees that were just making the garden really dark, so ever since we got more light onto them, they've actually got more flowers on them, which is great. No, don't kill me. I live in a forest, all right? There's plenty of trees. But even so, I've planted more trees than I've cut down here. So look, this is it. This is my card. This is my, proof of jabs. And I've got what the cats have got now. In fact, I'm actually more up to date with my jabs than they are. Oh, that's Nimbus's tail in the background. Hello. Oh great, he's eating grass. You know what that means, he's going to throw up tomorrow. Throw up when he goes indoors. Lovely. I've only just washed his bed from the last time he threw up in it. So yeah, it's nice and sunny out here. There's quite a bit of frost damage on the garden, which is a little sad, but it's all looking pretty good, and it's a nice dry afternoon, and at some point I should probably get out and cut the grass, but no worry. Yeah, so it's quite nice out here. Alright, Nimbs. Say hello to Nimbus. Nope, he doesn't want to know. Oh, excuse me. I feel so floppy, honestly. Bras. Gender dysphoria. Don't talk to me about it. Right, so yeah, they were really great. So thank you very much, Cinderford Health Centre, for being really patient and nice and calm and welcoming, and making the whole experience of having a COVID jab really quite pleasant, if you could say that. I mean, honestly, I didn't feel it going in at all. I had my flu jab a few weeks ago and I felt that, but I didn't feel this one. And my other half, who's had it recently, because he had an underlying health condition, although he would have been called in anyway, but he had it about a month earlier than me. So yeah, he said he felt rotten the next day, so he said, oh, don't be surprised if you feel rotten the next day. And I was thinking, well, I might just be made of sterner stuff than you, who knows. My arm aches a little bit, not as much as it did earlier in the car. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I bought myself a little present. I know, it's well, it's just it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 4 o'clock here. Who gives a shit? So yeah, I've now been inoculated, and now Bill Gates can find me anywhere he likes, and seeing as I don't know where I am and what I'm doing, it's nice to know that somebody out there does. So if you're tracking me, can you just like keep an eye on me, make sure I don't wander off? Thanks, because you know that would be really helpful. And can you post it on the internet if I'm not where I'm supposed to be? Because then you know I don't want people worrying about me, and they can come and get me. Okay. So what else do you want to know? Hey, Bill Gates, my life is really boring. I mean, honestly, I'm the last person you want to track. Seriously. Yeah, nice. Anyway, so that's it really, and I'm going to go indoors and do some more knitting now, because I've bought some really vibrant colours, and that's going to be me for the afternoon. I'm actually in the process of editing quite a long video with content, your actual content, and slides and research and shit like that. So it's the first time I've done a proper one. So I'm gonna go and have my wine, do some knitting, and do some more research. And I'm gonna get totally and thoroughly researched. I shall see you later. Nimby, say goodbye to the YouTube people. They woke me up in the middle of the night last night because I left the window open, and one of them got a mouse and brought it in. So that was fun. I had to prise it out of Pablo's jaws, and I sort of leaned his head out the window and prised open his jaws so that the mouse hopped out onto the windowsill and ran away. Hilarious. Right, well anyway, yeah, grab your jab. Do the right thing, okay? Bye now. Right, so as promised, I'm going to give you some gardening tips. The pepper is for dinner. That's not included. And that's not vodka, that's water. I promise I have slooshed out that bottle. But honestly, do you ever see that in the supermarket? Buy it, because it's absolutely lush. Right, now this is a little bit of a gardening cheat. I didn't know whether I wanted to grow any more beans after last year, because I had to sell them all because I'd lost my job with COVID and everything, and now you know I can't even really look at beans and plants and that without thinking how desperate I was. But anyway, we're going to start again. So we've got climbing French beans. These are Blue Lake, and I've used them before. I've grown them before. And there's a cat on me. There's a cat on me. Ow, Nimbus, get your claws out of my... Ow, ow. This happens every time I bend over to try and do something. He's done this since he was a kitten. I'm going to have to chuck you out, Nims, because you'll get these beans and chase them around the table. Okay. Now he wants to go out. Go on, off you go. Go on, tuck your tail in. Oh, right. I'm doing this on my phone, I'm afraid. Okay, so yes, and these are another climbing French bean. And I didn't get normal runner beans because I don't like the strings, and I don't like the texture of them or anything. These are more like the ones you get at the supermarket. They're all frozen and stuff, and I just find them easier to eat and everything. So there's that there. That's I love the names of these. I don't know who thinks of these. Look, Cobra and Python. And then we've got 2 lots of broad bean, the Sutton. Now, I grow these every year, pretty much, because they grow really well in our soil, and they like the damp and everything. So I'm going to show you what I do to start them off, because it's March now, and you can either go out and buy them already grown, where they've been forced in greenhouses, but they tend to be a bit limp and weedy. So I find that growing them in March, a little bit later on, and then they sort of surge up and they're a lot stronger. So this is what I do next. We've got the broad beans here. I'll put them all in a bowl, and I'm going to prepare a wet bed for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some kitchen towels, and I'm going to wrap them in kitchen towels, and then I'm going to pour water over them. And what this does is it helps germinate them really, really quickly. 3 layers of kitchen towel in there. This is to keep the moisture in. Kitchen towels are really good for this because they retain moisture and it gets released back into the beans and helps them germinate. A lot of times things like this won't germinate because they're too dry. So there's 3 layers. I'm going to put 2 layers on the top like this. And this is to stop it drying out. I'm going to squidge it right down. And if it ever dries out, you can put more water in, you can put more tissue paper in it. But it's like tissue, it's like paper mache. And then you get your water and you just, to start off, make it transparent. Okay? And then sort of push it down with your fingers a little bit so that it's all in a nice little bed, a bean bed. Right, so that's the broad beans. I'm going to put that on top there so I know what they are. Eventually this will just kind of rot away, but never mind. And let's do the other beans now. The cobra that's going in now. This has got purple flowers, so I'm really looking forward to this growing because I don't just grow vegetables for eating. I try and grow ones that look nice as well. So as you can tell, they've got some pigment in them. Normal beans, oops, I can't get them out. Normal beans don't. They usually have white flowers. So you can see on this picture there, so white flowers. White flowers and white beans, sorry. But the difference is that if the beans are darker, it's like hyacinth bulbs. If the hyacinth bulbs are darker, you'll usually get a darker flower. So this is going to be really interesting to see these grow. So here you have the cobra, and that's the black ones, and the python, which is the white ones. So now I'm going to cover these in a few layers of tissue paper, and I'm going to make them damp, and then I'm going to put them somewhere where they're warm but where they're not going to dry out, so probably on the windowsill or something that way. Finally, the blue lakes going into this dish here. Now it says here that you can dry them and use them as haricot beans. If you didn't know, haricot beans are the beans you have in baked beans. If you don't have them in the tomato sauce and just boiled like that, they're really, really nice. So I'm hoping that for every bean that I sow, if I get a pod full, I might get about 6 or 7 beans. And when they're fresh, they're okay, but when they dry, you can either boil them as haricot beans or you can replant them. And the brilliant thing about beans is that you can collect them and then plant them the next year. So if Nimbus would just sod off and not eat the beans. No, don't eat the beans, Nimby. They're not for you. There's food down. It's just, at the moment, he's just ridiculously hungry. Aren't you? Oh, you're a trough. Don't go off me. I might put a little bit more paper on this. Nimby, what are you doing, mate? See, any professional person would have leave the paper alone. Have a tripod at this point. Yeah, I want to make sure that they were all surrounded in moisture. Lovely moisture. Let's put a little bit more water on there. There we go. I mean, you don't want it full. You just want it so that it's absorbed by the tissues, but you don't want it sort of like a pool of it. You just want it nicely tucked in, like a little duvet of moist. I know people hate that word, moist. Right, so there's that. And I'm going to put them somewhere safe. And then in a few weeks' time, we'll have some sprouts. And that'll be all cool and groovy. By the way, I'm not getting this wine again. Tastes of feet. Yes.